I just felt myself like going into a darkness. I could not even like, I felt like I lost myself, and it was frightening. It was worse than any like physical pain I've endured in my life, because I got to a point where I was like, I was scared. I was like, how will I ever, I had no passion for life at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how will I find that again? How do you find your way back to who you are, which you can't do really. I started cold plunging and sauna, and at the same time I was like, I am done with all this shit. I'm done with that guy, the psychiatrist, the medication. I got off it safely. I went from the worst place in my life to feeling like I had a superpower.
Painful Lessons Podcast, Tyler Ramsey. I'm Tyler Ramsey. We own mistakes. We have a sponsor. It's a company, and it is called Punk Rock Sober. Here at Painful Lessons, we like to talk about recovery, but not just recovery. We like to talk about recovery from anything. It could be like injuries. It could be recovery from ego. It could be recovery from all kinds of stuff. But Punk Rock Sober is this new brand, and they're killer, and I'm a part of it. And they're kicking ass, and they're our sponsor. The Punk Rock Sober is paying the bills right now. We love Punk Rock Sober. There's like a big sober community in LA. It's killing it. There's a parade. We are excited to be part of the parade, and rock on. This is Painful Lessons, and I have a guest today that I'm friggin' pumped about. His name is David Chokachi. By the way, I'm more than friggin' pumped about this. I'm like effing, but I've learned that if you swear in the first 30 seconds of a YouTube clip, they'll slow down your algorithm.
No way.
That's how much I care about this interview, that I'm careful not to.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
I like that. I learned something. Because you
didn't know that before.
No.
Yeah.
I'm always swearing. I'm like, and then I'm like, oh, good lesson.
Dude, my first job, by the way, David Chokachi is a killer actor. I know him from I think it's like, this has to be the biggest role because it was the biggest show of all time, Baywatch.
Yeah.
My first job was working on Baywatch. And by the way, you and David Hasselhoff, I felt were two of the biggest class acts that I had ever met. So nice.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
dude.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's really cool. I haven't changed. You
haven't aged. That's one thing.
Yeah, man. I'll talk about that. But I grew up in Massachusetts, and I went to college in Maine. I played football at this college. It's Bates College, so it's Division III. But
what position?
Strong safety.
Man.
Yeah, dude, I could hit people.
Crusher.
I was like, I still have that mentality. Like, I dream. The weirdest thing is, I dream about football, and it's the same buddies for my defense, but the ball never gets snapped, and I'm like, it's like. And I wake up, I'm like, why doesn't that play happen?
That's weird. A dream that you have?
Like reoccurring. Oh, but it's also like the one thing I would really want to go back and do in life is play football again. Like,
oh wow,
just the camaraderie. We were terrible.
They don't have like they have softball teams for kind of like dudes who just want to kick around.
Yeah,
they don't have like a full pads on.
Yeah, and back then, dude, there was none of this like tackle with your shoulder. It was like drill dudes. It's hard to like playing strong safety. I had a knack for lighting dudes up, man. Just coming out of nowhere. They don't see me.
Cool.
And just all of a sudden they're on their back. And
I played tackle.
You did?
Yeah.
I used to be
way bigger.
I bet. Man, you're a big boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on, man.
Oh, I'm so excited about it. I'm so excited. You were so cool. I'm just like, that was one of the coolest times of my life was working on Baywatch. The only drag for me was that I spent probably 70% of the time making copies of scripts and in an office. But then I'd get to like go out to the beach and distribute them. And I was able to get like friends of mine jobs as extras. I was able to like hook up with girls by being like, I can get you as an extra on a Baywatch. Oh my God, it's amazing. And
oh my God, we did. I'm sure we met and talked to each other like back. We had to have.
No, we did. I mean, like, It's funny. And by the way, I've run into you since. I've been trying to think where it was, but I feel like I had another encounter with you recently where I was just very excited to see you. And you know who I just had on this podcast is Jeremy Jackson.
Oh, you did?
He's awesome.
Yeah, he's great.
He's so awesome now.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's a monster.
He's a monster.
Have you talked to him recently?
Yeah, I saw him a few weeks ago. Yeah,
huge fan. Dude, the guy's like, dude, he's so spiritual. He's so friggin'
it's really
like
cool.
Aligned and just.
Yeah, when he speaks, he's really like it's from his heart, and he's like. He's flipped it around, man. Alexander Paul and I went when he got arrested.
Yeah.
They were holding him at Twin Towers in downtown. We went and saw him because we were like, his mother had called and she was like he's in a bad way. Please go. And so, her and I went down there, and luckily they had moved him into this. I guess they kind of put him in the psych section,
yeah.
so they wasn't in Gen Pop because they were like, these guys will tear you apart, but.
Wow.
I guess you don't fear the inmates there. You fear the guards. They're worse. Have you heard this? Anyway, like we went and saw him, and he comes out and we're through like the triple glass, and it was really hard to see that, and he was super emotional, and we were too. But
yeah.
He was so thankful. I mean, he talks about it this day. He's like, I think three people like showed up. It was like myself, Alexander Paul, and one other actor from the show. Just went down, and we put money on his whatever the card that so you can buy shit for food. And
I forgot what they call that. I do listen to all these prison podcasts.
Yeah. But yeah, he's doing
on the books. They put money on the books. That's what you say.
Is it not commissary? But
you say I'm going to put money on the books.
Yeah.
That's like what the concept.
But yeah, he's like now he's running men's retreats down in Costa Rica, bro.
Dude, he's so cool.
Yeah.
So. You, I think, saw him after he had like he had stabbed some dude.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The girl, I think it was his girlfriend. They were both like, weren't they both high? And it was like
he was kidnapped.
I don't know the whole story.
He might even have more than one story, but one of the best stories I've ever heard is he was kidnapped.
Is this true?
This is a true story.
Because I don't know what to believe anymore in this world, man. I'm like,
this is a true story.
Okay.
He told me. And I could look up arrest warrants and stuff. So Jeremy Jackson was kidnapped by another drug dealer, and he's like, dude, you've been dealing like in our territory, and I'm gonna stomp you, and you're gonna have to pay me a shit ton of money today, or I'm probably gonna kill you. So he by gunpoint, kidnaps Jeremy, takes his car. He had this like brand new Camaro that he was real excited about, and so he takes this car and he's got him at gunpoint, and Jeremy is like filled with drugs, but he's also amazing at martial arts.
Oh yeah.
So he's waiting for this guy who apparently who had him like not just for a day, but for like a day and a half, tweaking the whole time. What? Going up, ranting and raving, walking around him, and he's like waiting for the guy to sort of drop his guard. Finally, he does. Grabs a knife. It stabs the guy like 6 times. He told me this crazy story where he stabs the guy, and I go, well, like if you're doing it 6 times, at any point where you're like, dude, I'm still stabbing, and he's like, yes. That was going through my head.
One of those like bam, bam, bam.
Yeah. So at one point he stabs, and he said the guy's arm just like opened up, and he's like, I can see his bone. Like he had all these thoughts, extra thoughts. I mean, dude, and at this point, he had just started talking to the movie Baywatch about a walk on roll.
Oh,
and he's like, I don't know if I can do this. You might see me in the press in the next couple of days.
God.
So he lost that gig.
Yeah.
And dude, it was a crazy story.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him though. It's really cool to see. It's great. The comeback story is the best story out there.
Comeback stories are the best.
It's the hero's journey, like the hero.
Yeah.
Like I read this great book. It's called The Obstacle Is the Way. And have you read that?
Amazing book.
Ryan Holiday?
Ryan Holiday.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Is like the philosopher of our age.
Yeah.
And all of these ideas he's kind of recycled, but I'm like.
Yeah, and it's because
Marcus Aurelius.
So I went through this long period because of this injury where I was down, and
How did you get injured?
I ruptured I was shooting a movie on the East Coast, this stupid movie, but it was a buddy of mine. It was in Connecticut, and I was like, oh, it was in the summertime. I was playing a cop.
Yeah.
The whole movie I'm talking. I'm not even on the lead. I don't know, maybe number 2, but there's about 1/8 of a page where I chase a guy down a hallway in a hospital, like he's trying to kill someone who's in the so I like walk up and I'm like looking. Sorry, I'm looking down my phone, and then they radio. And then I see him, and I got to hit a mark, and then I yell at him to stop, and he doesn't stop. He takes off, and then I take off after him. And it was like 1 o'clock in the morning. It was humid as shit, and we did it once. But right beforehand, I'm like laying in my space. I'm like chilling out. I'm like, all I can do is like sprint 20 feet, like or 20 yards. Like I'm not going to loosen up for that.
Yeah.
It was this big mistake. We do it once. Everybody's like, let's go home. Everybody's tired. And then it wasn't the director, it wasn't the DP. Someone's like, we're set up for it. Let's just do it one more time. And I go to same thing. I hit the mark. I go to push off and sprint, and I know it because I tore my left one in 1995. I know the feeling.
Okay.
And it's a horrifying feeling because you know when you've done it and you know what it takes to come out, the amount of time. This one was speedy. I got lucky. I tore it in March, and I was shooting Baywatch in June, and I was jogging in June. And I got a trauma surgeon in St. John on Sunday night who's like, do you want to be athletic again? I'm like, yeah, dude, I have to be. And he's like, I got to operate on you tonight. I had eaten food, so I was awake. It was like so I'm feeling like not feeling it, but I can my legs coming off the table as he's pulling.
Oh man.
Anyway, this thing. Whatever, cut to this movie, and I go to sprint, it shreds, and I'm like, that did not happen. Like, I've broken my femur in 8th grade, and I was like, every time I've had these major injuries, I was like, that did not happen, and I always get up and I try and walk right away, just to like be like, this didn't happen.
Oh, and you couldn't.
And so when I broke my femur, it was like, and even with that one, man, I would go to the hospital, and because I was playing Pop Warner football, and I'm like expecting to go home in a cast. And the doctor comes out and he's like, you're going to be here for a while. And I was like, okay, what, a few days? He's like, well, you're still growing. So, we have to put you in traction. You're going to be here for, it was 2.5 months, man.
Oh my, what?
Yeah. They drill a hole through my tibia. They just like, you're awake for that. It's not a big deal. Like straight up drill. And then they hammer through a steel pin. And then I was just like this for 2.5 months on my ass.
Oh my.
In the hospital. You shit and piss in the bedpan. And you can't roll. You can't do anything. I was like in 8th grade, and I was like, yeah, that was tough. But
wait, that was 8th grade?
Yeah.
Terrible.
That was a long recovery because your leg's still growing, so they put you in a cast, it would stop growing.
Yeah.
Now they have obviously better systems.
Oh man.
Yeah. But this thing anyway, I won't drag it out. I've told it so many times, but you have basically when you rupture your Achilles, you have like theoretically 14 days you want to have it done, or else it becomes much more difficult to reattach everything. So. Okay. That means you got to get on. You got to find the surgeon. You got to get on his surgical schedule. You got to have a physical. You got to get a fucking X-ray, an MRI. All the blood work has to be done, and before they can even dig in there.
2 weeks.
So I just went with this guy, and I won't really say much about him, but he's a shoulder expert who does orthopedics, and he had done some other my friends partial, and that was fine. But I was just more freaked out about finding the timeline than I was about like, okay, let's find the best guy.
Yeah.
Anyway, cut to a year later, and my officer, all the PT, which
the shoulder guy's like, it's pretty much like a shoulder.
Yeah, I can do this. I'm like, to this day, I don't know why he didn't go, dude. There's within 5 miles of me, there's 5 guys who do this all day long. That's all but he didn't. He took it.
Okay.
And I'm kind of like, but the net is good. So, but a year later, my foot is loose.
Okay.
Like dangly a little bit. So I could not push off. It wasn't recovering. I go see 3 experts. 2 guys were like, the first guy, UCLA, was like, I don't want to go back into someone else's surgery, man. I have no idea what he did. No. Second guy goes, I've just met you, David. I can tell that you're an athletic guy. You do this, you're starting the recovery clock all over. He's like, you will lose your fucking mind. And I just met this guy. He's a very serious like doctor. And I was like, okay. Third guy was like, awesome guy in Pasadena, energetic, family guy, surfer. He's like, it's a bummer, dude. It's too long. There's nothing on earth except me going in there, cutting out a chunk, reattaching, starting over. So I was like, okay, let's do it. Start the second time over, and so it's 3 years. First 6 weeks, you're no weight bearing, so you're pinned to the couch. You can't if you don't want to slip, because if your thing will go right to rupture again. Like it was just, and during that second period, I just went into this darkness, dude. It was horrible. My body, I've grown up, I've played sports my entire life. I've always been into fitness, whether trail running, yoga, lifting weights, surfing, outdoor, working as an actor or just being engaged. And I've never been a down person. I've always been the guy who's like, let's go, let's charge, let's do this.
Yeah.
But after the second surgery, I just felt myself going into a darkness. I could not even I felt like I lost myself.
Man.
And it was frightening. It was worse than any physical pain I've endured in my life, because I got to a point where I was like, I was scared. I was like, how will I had no passion for life at all.
Yeah.
And I'm like, how will I find that again? How do you find your way back to who you are, which you can't do really. But, I would trip out, man. I would just circle in my head. I was in the worst. I'd meet with a spiritual counselor online. He's this amazing dude once a week. And he would always tell me, the greatest amount of spiritual growth will come from when you are in the greatest amount of pain. And that doesn't have to be physical pain. It can be emotional pain or whatever kind of pain. And I was like, that's awesome, but that doesn't help me at all. There was nothing that helped. And finally, after 3 years,
wait, you think the guy was just like, this pain is going to serve you?
He said that, yeah.
And you're like, in this moment, that's not helping.
Did nothing works, man. And then they tried, some medications, and this guy was like, I'm like, that's not working. He's like, okay, you should probably take more then. I'm like, okay, because I was already this is flatlined zombie, and they're just adding to the amount, increase the dosage.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and it just was and then when I got to a point where I was like, this is insanity. We'd moved back out to Malibu. We moved into this single-story house that has a ton of sunlight. I started cold plunging and sauna, and at the same time I was like, I am done with all this shit. I'm done with that guy, the psychiatrist, the medication. I got off it safely, and I started cold plunging in sauna religiously, almost to the level of torture. My wife was like, what are you doing? You're killing yourself. You're in there for 10 minutes. It's 41 degrees in the water.
Oh,
but
man.
That was the first time I felt
bucks.
like a spark of myself. That was the first time from that, because
cold plunging and sauna.
Yeah. Cold plunging, I think it was the key thing, and then I just started.
Cold plunging is spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a good stressor. It's because when you tough it out, you realize you're actually growing a part of your brain. And if you watch,
that toughs things out.
Yeah. Well, do you follow Huberman?
Of course I do.
Yeah. So
I love Huberman.
He's insane.
He's a friend of mine. I love.
Oh yeah, really? Yeah.
He lived with me for a while.
No way.
Oh, dude, I could go on and on about.
So I took about 10 of his biohacks for life.
You did?
And put them together, and then I watched this thing about a Navy SEAL who, apex predator, dude, top of the SEAL community, just one of the best. Came back. They don't transition these guys. You go from killing bad dudes and your guy's getting blown up in front of you to 2 days later you're at Costco buying diapers, and he's just he just went boom, and he's got 2 kids, a wife.
Yeah.
He was basically became suicidal, and then he discovered this thing. He was basically he calls it stacking micro wins. So Jocko Willink talks about this a little bit, but the best win that's an automatic is if you get up super early, and you do it that's a win. So every day I'm up at 4 a.m. That's how I start.
Okay.
And I don't even have to say to myself, "Oh, I'm doing something great." Subconsciously, because I'm doing that act, it triggers a positive response in my entire body.
Yeah.
And when you stick to it, I do not.
No, so what? It's micro wins. Is what
so he called it stacking micro wins.
Stacking micro wins.
So
I do a cold shower. I'm like, did it.
That's a microwave.
I'm teaching my son, like, get in there and be like, I got you.
So if you're like in a bad place, instead of taking medication, you take action.
Yeah.
Instead of sitting on the couch popping pills and watching Netflix and feeling worse about yourself, you do these little things.
Yeah.
And when you do them every day and you stick to it for a month.
Yeah.
Huberman, another one was watching sunrise because you can watch it for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So that summer I watched, because we're out where we live, I could take my dog down and I watched probably 50 sunrise, like the sun come up, like
wow,
stare at it.
That's so rad.
Isn't it cool?
Dude, I can't wait to I'm going to tell Andrew this. I might be like, dude,
I'm a living testament that the stuff he talks about works, dude. I've told this on so many podcasts and they're like, really? I'm like,
dude, he has helped a ton of people that are kind of like dulling themselves by drinking too much. He's helped a ton of people just understand that it's not serving them, and I think that's been really helpful.
Yeah,
he has been such a champion for cold plunge.
Yeah,
dude, like that shock that you get, and then you're right. You build this muscle that says I can do tough things.
Yeah,
and then that muscle is like you got this new muscle. And when you need to lift something really hard, you're able to.
Yeah, he describes it. It's called like the anterior something. It's like he talks about that. But so you can actually build this little part of your brain that he's like, and other people have discovered. Yeah. And you can grow mental toughness. You callous your mind.
Yeah.
So that's a real thing. Yeah. Like, and cold plunging is a good stressor. It releases actually when you get out. That's why you feel like almost like you feel kind of high. You're just like, oh my God, because it releases a bunch of good feel-good chemicals.
Huberman's thing is the where I just said, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex.
That's it.
Yeah,
nerd.
So you can
center.
Yes, you can develop that by doing things you don't want to do. Joe Rogan talks about it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I copied them the Navy SEALs micro wins, took Huberman's stuff and a little bit of with Jordan Peterson and like.
Oh, that's a good posse.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's a really good posse. Jordan Peterson, of course.
I love him.
Oh my gosh.
So I pulled from these things.
He's sick right now.
I know. I like that's one dude I love.
I don't know him very well, Jordan.
You know everyone.
I don't know him at all.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think you just live long enough, you meet some people.
Yeah. I love his message, dude. I mean, some of it I'm like, but I love them. But, you should be a monster quote. I think is the best thing out there.
Oh yeah,
totally. It's true. It's you think about it, dude. It's the warrior. The warrior in a garden or a gardener in a warrior. Like, which one's going to be more effective when shit hits the fan?
100%.
So. But anyway, what Huberman does, you should tell him this, bro. Like when you combine those things. So I would do breath work in the morning. I would walk barefoot everywhere. I grew my own vegetables. There was a lot of community because I surf out there.
Yeah.
And you kind of put all this together and you just do it. I went from the worst place in my life to feeling like I had a superpower, and it was crazy, dude. Like, because I ended up shooting a movie in September that was very like a dynamic role, demanded a lot of like emotional range, and I crushed it, bro. I felt like my skills as an actor have improved dramatically because of what I went through.
Yeah.
So I think like the important message is like when you're suffering, it feels like. And it might not even. I'm trying to think if I heard this from someone now and I was in the middle of it, if it would resonate. But it suffering, and Jerry Renner talks about it, like about the suffering too. A lot of people do like you.
Oh, Jeremy Renner, because he just went through that whole shitstorm where a tractor fell.
Yeah, but it creates, if you can hang on, and you come out the other side, you will gain something. That is, you find a higher version of yourself. Yeah. We all have an operating system within ourselves that's higher than what we run at. And by going through a long period of suffering and coming out, you're tapping into that higher system.
Yeah.
And then you start like running on this like go mode. You're tapping into a higher frequency. This is
the whole reason I started this podcast.
Really?
Yeah, because I like these conversations.
Yeah.
This specific conversation.
It's improved. What I went through and coming out has improved all areas of my life.
Amazing.
Like I've never worked more as an actor. I had started I'm a flight crew member for Wings of Rescue, which means I helped them during the fires just load crates. And the guy was like, I've never had someone work so hard. He watched me do 6 flights. They were flying dogs out to make space in the existing shelters.
Whoa.
Because they knew there was going to be an influx of like thousands of dogs coming, like displaced. So they were already overcrowded. So they were flying them to shelters so they don't, because otherwise what happens.
What is Wings of Rescue?
Wings of Rescue is a nonprofit that amazing, dude. Like I'm now a flight crew leader.
Wow.
Yeah. But they fly large quantities of dogs and cats, pets basically, out of natural disasters.
What?
Or off, like if they're on the imminent kill list, like they're going to be euthanized in a few days.
Yeah.
They're doing this back and forth with shelters on the Northeast, the Pacific Northwest. So they that have space and those people want to adopt rescues, but they aren't up there.
Wow.
So they fly them. They pay for the plane.
That's
the
how I
fuel.
got my dog. My dog
Really?
just passed Tyrion. Yeah, this big husky. He was in danger of being killed because of the Malibu fire. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Like, so I did some, like, he's like, I need one volunteer on the first day I was there. I work for Best Friend. I'm ambassador for Best Friends Animal Society for like 25 years. And they'll say, hey, do you want to come out and load planes? Like, just load crates. And I did. I just went in there, dude. I was
Cool.
like, it was, it felt like LA was burning and I had so much negative energy. And I was like, I want to just being around dogs. I felt so good. And I was like, I put my head down for an hour and a half. I just listened. Because you're stacking 80-pound dogs at like in the crates, 3 across, 3 on top, and you're jamming it because you don't want to leave one dog behind. So
Of course.
I left, and the president
amazing.
of the company goes to the group Best Friends people. He's like, who was that guy? Because I've never had a volunteer, and he's been running the thing for like 12 years. Who worked as hard, that hard, who had sincere compassion for dogs, and just was like. I mean, he just like was anticipating things and like moved with speed and like, because you don't want to leave. These dogs they've already been in crates for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna fly them, and then they gotta go. So I saw like right away. I was like, oh, we gotta do this fast because
It's amazing.
And so I did 6 more flights. He calls me out of the blue and he's like, would you be willing to be a flight crew member for Wings of Rescue? And I was like,
cool.
Yes.
How cool, dude.
So now I've been all over the place. So they fly me commercially to wherever the plane is. And then like we go to we're in Puerto Rico, St. Kitts, all over the U.S.
Dude, you have a vibe. You seem on fire. You really do. This is
I feel on fire. It's good.
It's like, dude, I've been sober for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Almost 5 years.
That's amazing, dude.
Thanks. I'm really proud of it. And the things that I went through to get here, I never thought my life would be so great. In my marriage, in my I kind of think I would have fallen apart by now. Like it's like, dude, I'm across the board. I'm happier than I've ever been, and I really think that it's because I have the texture. I'm like aware of this texture that I have. Where sometimes I make a reference where anytime I'm in my car, maybe I'm looking at my phone or something, and I have a moment where I look up and I have to slam on the brakes and be like, and I have all that adrenaline and think, oh, I'm about to get in a wreck, and I don't. I'm like, I got the whole day in front of me now. I was going to spend it all dealing with this, and I kind of feel like that way with my life. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I feel like I have a sense of like, I don't feel like I'm gonna die soon, but I live life with a sense of urgency, like because there's so much I want to do in every day, especially out where we live. Like we just got our second rescue, and so 2 dogs.
You live in the dopest spot of one of the dopest places in the world.
Yeah, it's magical, bro. I think there's like I think someone said that it is. If you look up the longitude and latitude, it's similar to like Sedona in terms of like a vortex, because when you get there,
interesting.
It's like
Sedona has it.
Yeah, like you feel I don't know, and maybe it's because I'm just like into the ocean and surfing, but it just it's the happiest I've ever been in that place. It's magical, but I just there's so much I always want to like do, and then it's the like that, like you're like that feeling you have, It's like you just like the idea of going to I don't do anything. I'm clean and sober and don't like ever since I think my daughter was like 3 or like right around there. But because I was like, this is stupid. Like I'm a dad. Like I don't want to be like not like willing to jump off the couch when she's ready to play.
Yeah.
Like and so
once you realize
Yeah.
that being present is where it's at, and that getting through the emotions that you would have been dulling
Yep.
is where it's at. That I think gives you the kind of glow.
Yeah, and it's the best thing ever, man. And like, I've read a book because we've all had like our past, and when I was in the middle of this injury, I was like, why? Like I was beating myself up, like why weren't you stretching? How fucking stupid over and like, but and then
What, like before? Yeah.
yeah, because I was kind of just laying. It was 1 a.m. and I was like laying flat on the ground in the room, just like waiting to go to work. But you never know. Like they might call me in 5 minutes and be like, "We're ready,"
Yeah.
or it might be an hour. So I'm like, I was like just chilling. But so I replay that moment. I used to, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was so stupid." And what I thought when in the middle of that darkness, I thought this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life. And then you fast forward to like where I'm at now, and I look at it as like a gift from the universe, from God, whatever.
Yeah.
It's the best thing because I discovered something within myself that I didn't know even existed. Like
It's incredible.
yeah, it's really cool.
It's a gift. One of my best friends, his name's Blake Mykoski, and he is like well known because he started a company called Tom's Shoes, and he just made a fortune from that. And then he moved on, and all of a sudden he's like, what am I going to do with my life now? And he had some other things going on in his life, and all of a sudden he went from being the most upbeat person to going through this paralyzing, debilitating, suicidal depression, and it lasted a couple of years. And we have a mutual friend that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It sounds like both of us are the kind of people that someone would reach out to and go, I need to cheer up, dude.
Yeah.
Nothing's working. Come on over. Okay, so I would get those calls, and I would look at him, and it would just be like black shark eyes, like nothing behind his eyes, and it was so scary. He had to have his head shocked with like electrodes. He did everything and anything, and
he was fine before when he was working and everything. Was like when he was.
He was great.
So the loss of purpose, basically.
Loss of purpose. I think that he was in a relationship that just was really for whatever reason didn't work out, and then he felt like he just wasn't living like the life that he was supposed to live, and just got more and more in his head, and then prescribed, same thing as you. Oh, take these medicines, and now let's just increase the dosage, and you don't even know how you're supposed to feel weird because you've been trying all these different things.
Yeah,
and he's got off, and all of a sudden he's like, I have a new purpose, and it's all about mental health, and I'm going to help people.
That's beautiful.
He's so excited and charged up now.
Really?
So charged up.
I love it.
He has this new company called Enough, where he's like trying to tell people. He's like, a big part of it is like, I just felt like I wasn't enough as a parent, and I wasn't enough as this, and turns out I was always fine.
Yeah,
it's crazy how you can. When you're in that mode, though, you tell yourself these things that are just not true.
It's like you've almost been possessed by like
a demon,
and it's just sucking you down.
Yeah.
And you can't like.
And
it
get
was
those
the weirdest
thoughts,
thing.
People would be better off without you.
Oh yeah, like I'm like this. I am useless. Like I felt like. Plus I'm on crutches, and the PT is mind-numbing boring. Like imagine I've done how many thousands of like. Okay, use the band, and I do it. Not only did I do it with this one, but to go back to back on this one, it's like the worst, bro. It's like you start with little pushes on the band, and then come back tomorrow, we'll push a little further. It's like, and meanwhile, I'm just like, oh my god. But it's I look back, I'm like, yeah, dude, that was a gift. So I think when people are in the middle of something, if you can have the calmness to go. Maybe there's a lesson here. Maybe there's something in this, instead of just going, this is awful.
Yeah.
It could maybe help you get through to that other side, what we were talking about,
Yeah. Because if you don't, and the other thing is like, if you don't, it would be difficult my buddy Army, who we were talking about a second ago, he went through so much shit, and he goes, I want some credit for being like, I've grown so much from this, and he goes, but you kind of have to be a real knucklehead if you went through something such a hard experience without having to grow some.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, if someone could look at it, it's like 100%. If you survive this, you're gonna find a new strength.
Yeah, and getting back to the obstacle is the way, Ryan Hall. When he, and I'm not comparing myself or to Marcus Aurelius, but all these great people that when he talks about in that book, like Marcus Aurelius was one of them, went through a long period of extended depression and darkness.
Yeah.
And then came out and then became this guy who was like in the middle of a battlefield, he's writing the meditations, bro.
Amazing.
Like while they're fighting, his ball is just a baller,
baller.
But so
not a great father.
There's something there.
He wasn't a great father.
He wasn't.
He had these shitty kids. I mean, then his son, who's
his son?
I can't believe I'm blanking, but his son turned out to be one of the worst emperors of all time.
Oh, you're kidding.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
Total spoiled brat.
Yeah. Okay.
But okay, so Ryan Holiday even has a discussion. I saw a video about that, and he's like, you have to understand the guy had several sons, and he didn't get to spend that much time with them.
I like that. Okay, that's bad. I want to think of him that way.
It wasn't like a deadbeat dad
what
situation.
Is it?
His son's name was Commodius.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Roman emperor from 180 BC to 192.
Commodus.
And he was horrible?
That was terrible.
Yeah.
He's terrible. Because Marcus really set all these amazing things in place, and kind of was like, I'm probably just going to have fun and squander a bunch of stuff. And I think he was killed by his... Check this. I think he was killed by his own bodyguard.
He's known for his extravagant participation in gladiatorial combat and the decline of discipline during his reign.
Wow. It's the story of Gladiator.
Damn.
He would be like, "You're gonna lose," and then he would fight a gladiator in the arena.
Wow!
Like, you better not beat me.
Oh my
kill
God!
Your family.
You know who's the Seinfeld? Jerry Seinfeld's really into Marcus Aurelius. Like he
has been.
He references him all the time. I see these. I'm like, that's badass, dude. And what's crazy is everything is that in meditations or anything they translate so well to life today.
100%.
Like if you live by that code, you can operate. You can be like firing.
No,
you know,
it's so much of. What work like the 12-step program that I think is incredible. It's a perfect kind of program. So much of it is from Stoicism. So much of it. It's like, dude,
Stoicism.
Whatever's at you, the key to almost everything is acceptance.
Yeah.
And it's like, because you're fighting it, and then you're just like, that's energy misspent.
Oh my God, yeah.
Those guys knew what was up. It's amazing going back then. And then I even like, who's the guy? Seneca.
Yeah.
Is the dude that was a slave and was able to figure all that shit out as a slave.
Yeah, it's like how? Like it's amazing. It's almost and the fact that it really in today's world, what we're all going through, it just seems like it's just like a mess out there.
Yeah.
I don't know, and but you can't just buckle. You gotta actually grow stronger and be ready for anything. And
Ryan Holiday is amazing, and I love how Seinfeld is the video. That is one great thing about the internet. It's
I know
there's so much negative stuff out there, but there's also a lot of really positive, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I found Huberman stuff by just Instagram clips, and then I would go research further. But that's how I kind of got into it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. But and then luckily the algorithm started feeding me all this good mental biohacking, and so it's amazing that way.
Huberman is going to be a guest. Hopefully this month, he's going to be a guest. And my son, my 9-year-old son, and I are going to interview him.
No
together.
way.
Yeah. Going to break everything down for a kid.
That's cool. Oh, that's cool.
Right? It's a great angle.
That's a great angle.
Yeah.
I read this book real quick, and then we can move on. But it was she was this, I don't know what, Harley something. Man, she was a famous hairdresser. Became a famous hairdresser in New York City, but she was a heroin addict, and then got her shit together, and then became super everybody wanted to go to her, and then she wrote this book and became even more like famous, like just the most incredible life, going from like the worst to the best.
Cool.
And people would always say to her, well, don't you regret like this, and this that you did? And she goes, no, because each and every mistake I made led me to this moment where I'm at right now in my life. So it's such a great way for people to think about, instead of judging yourself, go, okay, I'm better today. I'm a much better person. And those were steps to get like where I'm at now, you know?
Yeah, cool.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm thinking about regrets sometimes, and there, I have these like, there's a period of
Do
time.
you still think about them?
Certain regrets, but I don't hold them as regrets. Like I recently let kind of go as a regret that all of a sudden I was like, feels like it's actually heavy. Like this feels like an actual regret that I should have let go by now. So I'll tell you about two different things.
Mm-hmm.
One is there was a period of time where like MTV wanted me to be a game show host. And I used to have this amazing on-camera reel because I used to do all these extreme sports stuff on camera, and I used to do
what's his name show?
Dan Cortez.
Yeah.
Kind of Dan Cortez stuff.
Yeah.
And then I would do also these big interviews with movie stars and stuff like that. So I was able to take all that footage and create this killer reel. And so several times I had these meetings and auditions at MTV, and they're like, dude, you got the job, just kind of read this stuff and let's get it on camera. And I at the time was taking a shit ton of Adderall and different drugs. Another one that I didn't even think was a drug, it's called Xenadrine. Anyway, shit just made me so weird. And so 3 separate occasions someone's like, all we want to do is hand you this job. And I just was like so sped up in my head, they couldn't even talk.
You just sabotaged it.
Sabotaged it. Okay, so, and that bothered me that I was like, well, I would have been a great game show host. Anyway, I'm very happy with who I am now, and I'm like, so don't dwell on that.
Yeah.
But I was like, I could have been one of the greatest game show hosts.
Yeah, but look what you're doing now. You're having amazing guests on, like myself.
Great conversations.
No, but you're highlighting like how what's the message your podcast is?
Painful lessons.
Yeah. But
we own mistakes.
It's great because people need this, man. I've had a couple of buddies reach out who are like going through shit. They would never cop to it until they saw me talk about my injury and where I went.
That's awesome.
And then they hit me up and they were like, they told me the truth. I was like, why haven't you told me this earlier? Like, and I've literally been helping them. Like,
every guest that has come on, they immediately have people call, oh, dude, I'm going through something, the same thing. Dude, do you ever feel like you're gonna take it off? I'm like, because I do. And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, I give them I give him the stacking micro wins, which was DJ Shipley is the Navy SEAL. I don't want to be stealing his stuff. He's a badass dude, Yeah. But I love there's a whole thing he talks about this that, and then getting up early, like Jocko Willink is like, you want to be successful, get up early.
Yeah.
Like take action. If you're stuck, don't just sit there on the couch watching Netflix. Go for a walk.
Yeah.
Break the cycle. And then you just keep it going and you just keep moving. Then you pile that stuff up and it works. It's like magic.
That is clearly a SEAL. I have a buddy, his name's Pat Dossett. He's a SEAL, and I guess you're just always a SEAL. And he 100%
it's like the mob. Once you're in, you're in.
Yeah, I think so.
Once you're in. He's so big on this like little victories. Just keep going, little victories. He came out with a book, actually. It's called Made For. And it's like a lot of that is like, he just had these little things. Let's see, what was it? One was like, let's focus on just staying hydrated. Like, it's like all these little things. Get outside. And then they would get bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And it was terrific.
Did he go through something in his own life, or was he just kind of showing?
Get this. So his best friend was in that helicopter where like a bunch of Navy SEALs got randomly shot down by a rocket and died.
Yeah.
And he ended up marrying the sister. He like met the sister through the whole.
No way.
I think through the funeral and stuff, and ended up marrying the sister.
Oh wow!
So he's like, he doesn't really joke about it the way that I'm
Right,
joking about
right,
it.
right,
But
right.
like, yeah, things really worked out from that terrible situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's now he coaches people and he's he's helping. I have a couple buddies he's really helped get through a tough time.
That's awesome.
Pat Dossett coaching. I don't know what he calls it. I think it's Patrick Dossett.
I love that stuff, dude.
Oh, man, he's
I'm obsessed with that Navy SEAL special ops.
So
culture.
much mental health
Just 'cause
issues for SEALs too.
Yeah, I mean, like you think. I was obsessed with the idea because their mindset, like being able to endure the worst shit, like over and over, and be hungry and cold, and then you're getting shot at, people are dying, but to stay calm and then actually execute under the most stressful situations you could ever imagine, create, and they can do it. So I've read every book there is. Fictional and non-fictional. I have a TV.
SEALs?
Yeah. I have a couple buddies who are out now,
Charlie Sheen movie, Navy SEALs.
I have a really great TV concept, like kind of in that world. But just the mentality, of I think.
Have you seen that Taylor Sheridan show, Lioness?
Yeah.
Oh my God, best show ever.
It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good. He's amazing.
My favorite show right now is Peacemaker on HBO.
Peacemaker? What's that one?
Oh my God.
I'm dying for a show, dude. I feel like
it's
there's nothing.
so fun. John Cena plays this like really flawed superhero
Oh, okay.
named Peacemaker.
Okay.
It's the best time.
Taylor was my acting coach for a while. And
all these people went to Taylor Sheridan.
for coaching?
Yeah.
And dude, I was like.
So you must be friends with Jill Wagner. She was in that coaching thing too.
It was just, I'd go to his house and like his kid was running around.
Also
and
was, I think, in the same.
he was
acting
amazing.
school.
I'm like, I'd be working on the material for 3 days. I'm like, do you want me to send it to you ahead of time? He's like, no. I hand it to him. He looks at it for 5 minutes. We read it. It's like he's.
We were talking about Momoa?
No, talking about Sheridan.
Oh, yeah.
As a coach, he has all of a sudden knows the material like better than I know. Like, I'm like, how did you do that, dude? He like digested it in 5 minutes and made it spot on real.
Wow.
I'm like, I suck. I'm not good at this, man.
He's amazing in Lioness.
Yeah.
Like his character that he plays.
I see that as more
So much gravitas to it.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, we had to live in New York City for a while. We moved back, and both of our kids, Taylor's kid and my daughter, were on this little soccer league over in La Brea in the Tar Pit area there. And I hadn't seen him in a while. We're talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm so over the whole thing. I'm thinking about just going up to Idaho, but I have one more script I just finished. We're actually starting production. It's called Sicario." And he was on the brink, bro, of
You're kidding
just
me.
exiting the whole thing. He was so over it.
Dude, so many stories
And
that I hear,
Sicario.
things work out at the moment where someone's like, I just think I'm about to bounce.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And then he just like, that's one of my favorite movies. Like, it's
Sicarios
incredible,
incredible.
dude.
Dude, Josh Brolin in Sicario. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, the guy crushes everything.
Benicio's insane.
Oh, Benicio. Oh, man.
That guy is like, I could watch them play that role all day long. Like, both of those guys play that role all day long. Like,
I don't believe in slavery, but there are certain things where I'm like, all right, this person should just, I'm like, if I had my way, I'd be like, make 7 more Sicarios right now. Stop what you're doing, make 7 more Sicarios.
I know. I'm like, it's just that for me, I just love that stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Benicio, when he gets that guy in the beginning too, and he's like, and in Spanish, he's like, makes him put on his, like, he's like, something like, put on your glasses. And the guy's like, what? He'd already shot him twice in the legs.
Yeah.
Like, put on your glasses so the guy can see the bullets coming at his head. I'm like, it's so genius.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah.
So my other resentment, this thing that regret, that's what word, was at a rap party for Baywatch. So there was like
Oh, you know this one?
There was I don't even know who this actress is anymore, but everyone was like, dude, guess who's like all about you is like this one chick from the cast, and I think she was in like 2 episodes. She must have just been a terrible, terrible actress, because I think they put her. She was contracted for more episodes.
Yeah.
They put her in 1, and there was like, we're good.
Yeah.
But for a PA, she was a big deal. She was a playmate and all this stuff. And everyone was like, oh man, she's after you. And so excited about it. Anyway, I remember I was in like talking to the makeup and hair people,
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, you're all she talks about." And I go to the wrap party and just take so many mushrooms and got so drunk.
Dude.
And I was with my buddy who I was living with, and he was so excited, and we just pre-gamed way too hard.
Yeah,
We got there.
I know that.
And
deal.
the next day, the makeup and hair was ugh, bad look, dude. And I remember dancing with this, the girl, and I was just in my head, I'm like, I cannot find the beat. How long are my arms? This is so weird.
White man's overbite.
Oh my, she's pulling her close, and now she's really throwing me off, or
she's like,
oh God,
what a freak that guy is.
Oh
Oh my God, that is. But I think we've all been there. The pregame, yeah, that's
just
we would all pregame a lot because it's the thing. But that's
I
hilarious.
had such high hopes for weeks.
Oh, that was a lock too, bro.
Oh, what? This is a lock. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
got this. I think I had even convinced her I had a say in how many lines she was going to get. Let's talk to some people here.
I'm gonna make something happen for
I'm a
you.
pretty big cheese.
Oh my
I
God,
make about
I love it.
$100 a week, but I'm a pretty big cheese here.
I can't believe it, man. That's what a great. When did you move out here?
96.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I got here 94. I got here 2 days before the Northridge earthquake.
Did you just show up? You're like, yeah, I like a big television gig. You know,
No, I had started. I went to Bates College, liberal arts school, but I played football and lacrosse, but I had gone on a program called Semester at Sea, where you travel around the world.
yeah.
So
of course.
after that program, I was like, well, I can never do a normal job. I cannot. I'll die.
The program
I'll
is so
die.
epic.
So I kind of just followed it. We used to make these. We were obsessed with Miami Vice, and my parents would go away for the weekend. And
Greatest movie of all, show of all time.
My brother and I and a couple buddies would get my dad's camcorder and have my sister. She had a Z28, and we'd be doing donuts in this circle.
Amazing.
And filming it, and I had a real obsession and a passion, a love for movies. But Plymouth, Massachusetts, nobody makes it out, dude.
Yeah.
It just doesn't happen. And same thing, all my buddies from college, instantly, we all traveled actually across country in an RV for 5 months. And then they all got jobs right away in the safest, insurance sales, medical sales. I was like, I'm going to die. So I can't. I ended up working for a congressman because I was thinking about applying to environmental studies school. And our congressman from Massachusetts was chairman of a subcommittee on wildlife fisheries. I went and did that. I was like, that was worse than Hollywood, that whole scene. But I was like the Sam Malone. They'd have me go reserve the softball field. I'd be like, it's 2:00. They're like, yeah, but we really need that field. All right. But and then I started studying. I went in. I saw an ad for in Boston. They were looking for athletic models for a Reebok campaign. I went in.
Sure.
I got it. Boom. They were like, wow, this is rare. And then they just you should do this. So then I took that. Then they hooked me up with a commercial audition. Same thing in Cambridge, College and Pickman Casting. They're still around. I think they're still casting big Boston movies. And it was like the first national commercial audition I ever went in for. It was a Miller Lite commercial, and I got it right away. They're like,
wow.
They're like, what is with you, man? You should study because this never happens to anybody.
Wow.
And I kind of ran with it and then moved out here. Just convinced my parents I'm going to try it. I knew nobody, but I had set myself up there was an agency, it was called Hero. I don't know if you remember. So there's a modeling agency, commercial agency, and a tiny theatrical. But the craziest story of all, bro, is so I get here Saturday before the Northridge earthquake.
Yeah.
I'm staying with my buddies, my college buddy's brother who lives on Larrabee above the Viper Room. So just, it's 50 yards up the road on Larrabee.
Yeah.
So I get here Saturday. Sunday night, we go see Shortcuts, Robert Altman's movie. Do you remember this? In the movie, there's a giant earthquake. And so at 10 o'clock at night, whatever, we're at the late screening. I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, dude, can you ever imagine that happening here? This would be horrible. It's not a disaster film. It's an earthquake and a drama story.
Yeah.
We go home, go to bed, and 3 hours later,
The Northridge earthquake.
fucking the entertainment center is I'm on the ground. It's whacking me. He was so stoned, dude. He wasn't moving. I'm like, we got to get out. I try to run towards it. The floor dropped out, and I pancake. I was with another buddy. He was hiding under a sleeping bag. He was pretending it wasn't happening. I'm like, get the fuck up, dude. Let's get out. And then finally they're moving, and they're like, never leave the building. We're running, but all of a sudden you could see across, like, you can kind of see the flats of LA from there, and you like first one, like a transformer blew right outside his window, and then you could just see, like, it was like Christmas lights going out, like transformers, like bing, 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 bing. Yeah. All across the city, and then it was dark.
I forgot about the blackouts too.
Yeah,
that was crazy.
And then there's like everybody's partying on Sunset at like 5 a.m. because it was like the weirdest thing ever. Crazy. And then the aftershocks were horrible because everyone, bro, almost you'll have PTSD because it starts with the same frequency, the rumble of the big one that you felt, but then right before it's gonna either go up or down, it just stops.
Get blue balls.
Yeah, and then you're but you're trying to go to bed, and now you're just like, nobody could sleep for weeks after that because there were so many aftershocks, and they all felt like the big one happening again. Wow. But seeing the movie right before, I was like, this is weird.
That is weird.
But I ended up working for a buddy of mine. Worked for FEMA, and he got me a job because I had worked construction back east. He got me a job right away inspecting chimneys in Northridge with like an iPad, and I go in, I look at it and basically say, yeah, it's good, or it needs to be rebuilt, and it was like $200 per chimney. So I just knock them out and like do my own thing, and I worked for them for like 6 months. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then you got Baywatch.
Yeah.
Which was the coolest. So and you came on, and you were Pamela Anderson's boyfriend.
Yeah, well, they gave me. It was funny. At first, like, this is it's pretty fascinating. Like, so after all the auditions, when I first walked in, the casting directors were burnt. They could not find the guy. That the writer, she was the wife of one of the creators, and she had this vision of a character in mind. He was a Midwest kid. Not Greg. It was Doug Schwartz's wife. Okay. Who wrote it, Deb Schwartz, but he was an Olympic hopeful swimmer, and he was from the Midwest, and she just did not, and so they had seen 1,000 guys or something, East Coast, West Coast, so I walk in just to read for the casting directors. They were both like down like this, like they were so burnt and over it. I walk in, they look up, they're like, holy shit, you are the guy. You're the guy she's looking for. Please tell us you can act. Like, luckily I'd been working.
So much pressure.
Luckily I'd been working on it like with my coach, like over and over and over. But I was like, okay, like this is that moment. Like you always got to be prepared. Yeah. And then 5 auditions, and then there was a swim test they make you do, which I crushed. And that also, Greg Bonan was.
A real lifeguard.
Yeah, he still is. My daughter's in the junior lifeguard program at Zuma Beach, and he runs that program, bro. He's part of it.
He still does?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And he's still,
dude,
he's still an active lifeguard.
I know Greg. I worked with Greg in another show.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Yeah. So it was trippy. The first time I dropped
my
lifeguard
daughter off, that was like, I'm going to make a show about lifeguards.
Yeah.
I did.
I mean, amazing. The best one ever.
I mean, when you think about it, like, and it's still like, and now there's the reboot got greenlit. If they don't bring me back, I'm gonna go postal on these people. Like, I like.
Wait, of course you should be back. Duh.
They're like, there's different camps.
Okay.
About OG members, but my buddy is Jesse Cove, and his dad's Martin Cove, and the reason the reboot of that worked is because they brought back 3 of the original, like Martin Cove and Ralph Macchio and one other, and that show blew up. And I saw Martin because we had a screening of this movie, Jesse and I did, and he was like, the reason it worked is because they brought back that with us came this audience.
Yeah.
So when I was shooting the show, it was 1.1 billion people per week watching when there was only 5.5 billion on the planet. Mm.
So wild.
If you don't bring back a couple of the OG members, you're leaving that audience. They're not going to just like
totally agree.
Watch a bunch of like new kids that look like the Outer Banks kids. It's going to look like that.
Yeah.
Like they're creatively, I don't want to like call them out, but if you like, you're leaving a fan base, a giant fan base that's gonna say, I can't believe you didn't bring back at least some of the people.
100%.
So
100%. I mean, they brought back Hasselhoff for the movie, dude. By the way, David Hasselhoff's biggest class act. What a friggin' nice guy.
Cool dude, man.
Just such a star, dude. He's had his own recovery battles with addiction, and he had that really terrible moment where his
The hamburger.
yeah they
Yeah, but there's more
taped
to
him.
that story. I mean, I'm surprised Jeremy didn't tell you. But that was another thing that was not his daughter. His daughters didn't film that or release that. So,
Who did?
I don't know if I just don't want to say, but it wasn't them.
An ex probably.
Yeah.
It's always about money.
Dude,
extortion.
all I know is that guy is amazing. By the way, Night Riders and to do the you can
Yeah.
watch. You can they can just trick people and go. We've got this new show,
Yeah.
and it's kind of going to feel retro. It's called Night Rider, and if you showed a modern audience Night Rider, they'd be like, "This is the coolest thing I've ever seen."
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, exactly.
They wouldn't say it's dated. They'd just be
Yeah.
like, "This is amazing."
No, he's like we became bros. We were both like kind of adrenaline junkies a
Yeah.
little bit, like, and we had shot in Australia for we were doing 2 episodes, and then afterwards he and I and his assistant and his Australian friend traveled for like 2 weeks, and we went up to the Great Barrier Reef, and then we were like, we got to find sharks. So we took a helicopter. We're thinking with no research on this, except we figured if we go to the furthest portion of the Great Barrier Reef, there's a better chance of seeing like encountering sharks.
Yeah.
We land on a barge, dude, that's covered in bird shit. Like the worst thing you've ever seen. I mean, getting our scuba gear on there, we get in the water, the current's blowing, and the visibility was like this far. We're like back in the helicopter. I mean, we did the dive, but the cool part was we went up to Darwin and then took a plane in the outback.
Yeah.
And that was next level, bro.
Cool.
Like the amount of creatures that exists out there, it was like, so this is a great story. I call him Bugman because, so you're the cabins you stay in are on stilts, so obviously, so like creatures, there's like is it alligators or crocodiles in the outback? I always confuse.
Saltwater is
Crocodiles.
Yeah.
Like, I thought alligators were just in like Florida.
Is that
Alligators
what
are-
are the giant ones?
Yeah.
Like,
Crocodiles.
that are
Nile
billabongs.
crocodiles are the big ones. But
So
yeah,
we would you'd see them in the billabongs and stuff. So that's why like they built everything is like 10 feet off the ground, and also so snakes and
Wow.
And the one thing they say is like when you come to dinner, don't leave your light on. So he comes to dinner. He goes back a little bit before us. You hear all of a sudden this scream. It sounds like someone being murdered. It's like ah! We run over there. He was exactly almost the room just like this, but all like kind of canopied, like with white.
Yeah.
And there wasn't an opening that wasn't covered in bugs
Oh my word.
of every kind of variety, dude. It was it was straight out of like, I'm like, how is this real? Like, it covered floor to ceiling. I mean, floor to wall, every floor to wall.
Wow.
So he was Bugman after that. I call him Bugman. But
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I saw a video. This is something that tickled me. That there was like a paparazzi that had caught you, or they had shot a moment on set of you and Pamela Anderson.
Oh, yeah.
And they put it out there, and then Tommy Lee was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
"I'm gonna kill somebody."
Oh yeah, that was real.
Dude, you're like, dude, I've played football.
Yeah.
I'm not. Your drunken fighting style is not going to beat me.
Yeah, and I wrestled in high school. I went probably one of the best wrestling schools in like New England. So
Oh, my
I had
God.
some skills. But
You cannot beat no matter how many drugs a rock and roll guy is on, he cannot beat anyone that knows how to wrestle.
no.
Yeah.
I would have guys like all the time, like younger dudes, like I meet them on a show or movie. They come back to my place, whatever. When I was younger, and we're all like screwing around. They're like, "Dude, I'd kill you in a wrestling match." They'd tell me, "I'm like, let's go, dude, right outside on the grass." And within 3 minutes, I have them choking and
Trash them?
like pinned. Like, I just pinned. Like they're like, "It's all right, no." Like, how the hell did you do that, man? I mean, wrestling is it's just a hardcore discipline, dude.
Oh God!
I mean,
6
it's-
minutes of grind.
Yeah, and I played football like 170, 172, and like
Wow.
my senior year, but I wrestled at 152, so I would drop 20 pounds to wrestle because you gotta like, I can't wrestle the normal weight I'm at. I get just demolished. Everybody drops weight so they can be the same as the UFC. Like you drop so you can be competitive in that.
Dude, I wish that there would have been a actual battle between you and Tommy Lee. That would have been so epic.
I walked by the trailer when he was doing it, man. I'm like, what the fuck is going on in there?
When he was like destroying the trailer.
Yeah, and I'm like, it just sounded like a construction crew.
Yeah.
And I go to set, do my thing, and I find out he demolished it. And then he called Greg and Bonan and was like, if you write another kissing scene with Pam and Chokachi, I'm gonna kill you. And he's like, I'm sorry, but this is Baywatch, and that's what we do. Come on, man.
Yeah.
She's an actress, like, but to his, and then a couple stories, like 2 months later, Pam, Tommy, Yasmin, myself, we all went to dinner, and Tommy and I and my buddy are doing shots. It was like nothing ever happened. It was like
amazing.
And I kind of, in retrospect, I get it. Like, you're married to this woman who is sought after by the entire world, and who just like wants a piece of her, whether it's physical or they just want her attention or something. I'm sure it's annoying as shit, man.
Dude, Kid Rock would get jealous.
Yeah.
He would remember that she made a sex tape with Tommy and bring it up as if it happened right then and be like,
Oh,
you
God.
slut, I can't believe you did that.
Come on.
With your husband.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
I can't believe you had sex with your husband.
Yeah.
But dude, he would, like a baby, he would bring it up and throw it in her face.
Oh,
all this
really?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, all this stuff has come out where it just sounds like he was just like a complete, like, immature, insecure child.
I never would have guessed.
And all these people that
I mean, I liked his music. I mean, that one he had one
He had some
that
bangers.
one song. It was a banger.
major bangers.
Yeah.
Dude, he seems pretty
You
fun
mean the
now.
rip off of Dun Dun, Werewolves of London?
No, the
wrapped over.
It starts off.
Ba chicka ba.
Yeah, that one. That's a good one.
I mean, but dude, if you're gonna marry Pam Anderson,
Yeah.
you have to have your ego in check. Where you're like, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, and it was
Otherwise, they'll drive you crazy.
and it's TV today. They're just doing everything. It's like full on, and
Full
all we're
on.
doing is making out. But we would just definitely like on TV as TV actors, you're not supposed to use your tongue. It's supposed to be just kissing,
Yeah.
which is really like it feels so horrible and feels like you're kissing your grandmother or something.
Right.
Like, so Pam and I were always like from the get go, like we're just gonna use it. We're gonna kiss, like use our tongues.
We're
and,
using tongue.
and like. We would just go for it, and they would just keep rolling and rolling.
Amazing.
And we're like going like, and then we got a cut. And they're like, I'd be like, "Is that good for you?" She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Good for you." I was like, "Yeah, awesome." Like, should we do another one?
Spectacular.
We're like, it was a hall pass,
Oh yeah,
It's a
total
little
hall
freebie.
pass.
Little freebie.
Although
Any I have a question. Any bonation ever kissing Pam?
I'm sure. I mean, yeah. I mean, she was amazing, dude. She's like,
Sherry.
yeah. I mean,
Tyler hates it.
I like tamper it down with my
Jerry's
elbow.
the 15-year-old in the room.
Yeah, and then I'd shrinkage. I was the Olympic
Oh,
hopeful.
shrinkage! Of course, you're in the
But
water.
I
in and out of the
discovered.
water.
I've talked about this. I figured out how to solve it. It's like because they'd shoot me. It'd be 6:30 in the morning, second unit. We're 2 miles off the coast, so it looks like I'm really training. And Alexander Paul's character's in a boat, and I'm in the ocean. And it's fucking freezing, dude. It's in the 50s. And I'm in a Speedo, dude, because that's what they want to see. And then they pull me out of the water, and it's like, you got to do a scene now. And so, your balls are up in your throat.
Dude.
And I'm like, my body's jackhammering. And then, but I would always be like, real quickly, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a horrible representation. Because the Speedo's like, you can tell real quickly. So I'd be like, all right, I just need like 3 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Give me a warm-up jacket. I just go in a corner, a little self-circulation.
Stop it.
I swear to God, dude. I come back, and I'm like, now I can represent. I'm telling you, bro. It's an acting tip. If you're ever shooting a cold water show, make sure they allot that time. All you need is about 3 minutes.
Spectacular.
Self-fluffing.
Self-fluffing.
Yeah.
The Dirk Diggler moment.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that scene in Boogie Nights where he's like, he's like trying to get himself excited. Oh my gosh, he's all
that's
sweating. Oh god, come on, man,
You can do it.
you can do it. Oh my gosh, dude, this has been one of the most delightful interviews.
I feel like we're just sitting on my couch right now.
Yeah.
It's so cool. I mean, I could go on for hours, bro.
Dude, I feel like you have lived a life, a charmed life, and then you even had a setback that has then allowed you to be excited and really grateful about how charmed that part, most of it has been. And then I think that's the key.
Yeah.
To sort of just being kind of a happy person.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was really like I was going to tell you earlier. Like my buddies I played college football with, they would be like, "Oh man, Chokachi's he's going to change. He's going to become a Hollywood asshole." they saw me a year later. They're like, "Holy shit, dude! You're the same idiot knucklehead you were when we were going to college. That's amazing."
Yeah.
And I've never changed, dude. I never bought into it that I'm doing something special. I mean, it's pretty unique if you make it, if you know, but it's a lot of it's luck. But with that luck, you have to have the training and hours of class and
Sure.
you know, put in all the work. But I never thought like I always treat people like whoever, like the guy at wherever, like in the corner, or the guy pumping gas, whatever. Or not, no one pumps my gas. I do it, but I just treat everybody equal unless you're an asshole. Then I'm gonna have a problem with you, you know. But if you're a good human, I don't care. I'm gonna be like, everybody deserves to be treated like. Actors who have that kind of like, you know, I'm better than you. Like, what? Why? What? You're not saving the world, dude.
Well, this is interesting. Did you ever like? I mean, at one point you were so recognized, and because Baywatch was such a huge, incredibly huge show, but it wasn't like the. I mean, I feel like Pamela even had other gigs where she was kind of making like bank from other gigs and modeling things or stuff like that. But like Baywatch wasn't known to just dump a boatload of money on their actors.
No.
So it's like in some ways, the fact that you weren't just given this unlimited American Express card.
The money was.
You had to still be responsible. Like, so you were you were like the most famous person that still had to be responsible.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they felt basically, besides Pam and David, everybody was replaceable.
Yeah.
And they
made that very clear.
Yeah, and when you saw your first, like how your scale, like the 5-year contract, you see the first what they offer, you're like, really? And they fully believed that. You can take the show if you do well on the show and the audience responds, and you can go have opportunities around the world where you will actually make a shit ton of money or a lot of money. And to their credit, that part was true. Like I had random things like I got offered to like come down to Argentina to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award from Valeria Mazza, the supermodel, at this like this modeling thing in a speech town. It was like. I mean, talk about like the most gorgeous women everywhere. And then I'm on stage. It's an all Spanish-speaking crowd. They're showing like a highlight clip of my thing, and she's presenting it at me. I'm like 26, a Lifetime Achievement Award.
It's amazing.
And I had studied up on like, no, what did I say? I just said, you know, muchas gracias for being here. And I said, donde está el baño? Or something like that. And I was like, and they were like, yes.
Yes.
But you could make money off the show. But, yeah, that was their formula.
Yeah, I remember people be complaining about it. They are some of the
Billy Warlock is like because we did that documentary after Baywatch, and we went to the TCA. Is that what it's called, right? The in Pasadena, yeah. So they brought like 8 of us, and I hadn't seen him in a long time, and wow, he's still got a lot of venom towards them.
That's wild.
Yeah, I'm like, bro. You're a ski instructor in Vail, like your life's awesome, but he couldn't hold back, and I get it. Because when he first started, the show was at NBC, and he was making, I don't know what, probably $70,000 an episode, and then they go to syndication, and they're probably offering him, maybe 10 or maybe if he was lucky, and he's like, what? Like I was just making $70,000.
That makes sense.
So
to go that he had to make this
on the same show.
Yeah.
But then the show at NBC, you know, they obviously they dropped the ball on that one, and then it became this worldwide phenomenon. I've been places around the world, bro, like as remote as you can get, and like we're friends with Bobby Kennedy Jr. He took us on a rafting trip to Chile on the Futaleufú River because they were talking about wanting to rip down this dam or I forget what it was. Do something that was going to affect the river and the village. So he wanted to go kind of highlight it. And it's class 5. It's amazing, dude. Like insane. Like every time you're done, you get out and you camp at a new spot some of the cabins are in trees. Just always like, just incredible, like gnarly, continuous, like ass pucker the whole time. Like they would do the signal like this basically when it's like they're like, okay, hold on, like that's the sign for it's real. Like that was the guides. But we go through customs in this tiny fishing village down there, and the guy's like, Mr. Chokachi, whatever. And I'm like, oh no, what? Like he's looking at my passport and he's like, studies, doesn't say anything like a minute. I'm like, oh God, dude, I'm screwed. What did I do? I'm trying to think. And he's like, Baywatch, oh my God, man. Can I take a picture with you? He runs out from behind the customs booth.
Yeah.
We take a picture together. I mean, where the thing reached is insane. Another real quick, like I'm sitting next to this beautiful woman. She's a photographer. She's married, has a baby, but she's just this gorgeous woman from Siberia.
Okay.
And at 4th of July, 2 summers ago, and we're sitting around this fire, and she didn't want to say it or anything right away, but I just started asking her like what part of Russia, because I'm fascinated with like people who like live or are born in Siberia, and like how do you make it out? Now she's like a huge successful photographer, and then she ends up telling me, she's like, oh, and by like in a Russian accent, like she's like, we were obsessed with Baywatch, and I was obsessed with your character. Like,
oh, wow.
I'm like, in Siberia? She's like, yes. She's like, you have no idea how big it was there. I mean, that's pretty like. What else has penetrated to Siberia?
No, nothing has penetrated like Baywatch.
I don't think so.
Maybe The Simpsons or something.
Oh yeah,
like
that's
that.
true. Yeah.
But I mean, still, that's
Maybe Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
like that's. But other than that,
it's pretty crazy. It's
Yeah.
cool, man. Yeah, it's a cool. It's definitely like you know, and it's still watched. That's why they're rebooting it. All of a sudden, there's an increase in people watching it around internationally again. The original show. So
I was just watching the original show with my kids.
really,
Yeah,
I can't get my daughter to watch it, man. She's watched like 10 minutes and like was like. And then,
How can she not? Because it's made. I mean, it moves.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is happening. Oh, now that they're in trouble. Oh, they save them.
I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah.
Why aren't you watching it? Then some of her friends from junior lifeguards were like, the boys were like obsessed with like, they're like, your dad was Cody Madison. They're into it, so they got her to like sit through like 2 episodes, and the boys were like, sent me a video like, oh my God, dude, you were amazing. And then my daughter's like whatever. Like she puts her hood up in the video and looks away. I'm like, thanks. Thanks for the love.
Oh, dude, is that what I have in store? My daughter's
Yeah.
7.
Oh, she is?
Yeah.
Oh, bro, hang on to that age. Cause
I already can feel. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you gonna give me tons of attitude?
Yeah, just, you know, I think that I had a hard time with like, because at that age they want to be with you, they want to do everything with you, and they need you.
Yeah.
And that's a cool feeling as a parent. Like as a dad, like I raised her a lot because my wife was an executive for Gucci, and she commuted to New York City, and it was like, so it was me and her, and I loved it. And you know, so when they really, and then they go for this period, and they're like, basically they don't really, it's not that they don't like you or love you, but they don't need you anymore. You know, like they can take care of themselves, and which is, I guess, she's hyper independent anyway. So it's like. It kind of means we've done a good job raising her. The fact that she's independent and confident, and she feels like she doesn't need her parents around. Like, but it's also like you lose that, you know, that innocence. Definitely, it's you know, it's like I got to drag information out of her now when I talk to her. It's like one word answers. I'm like, seriously, that's all you got for me? I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm driving her and her friends everywhere, and like I'm Mr. Uber out in Malibu for them.
You're the Uber of Malibu.
Yeah, but it's cool.
That's what I was reading something about Kevin Costner. It's like, dude, everyone thinks my life is so exciting. It's like I basically just drive my kids around.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's like but that's what you do, man. If you want, you want the best for them, and give them a real shot at life. They got to be in sports. They got to be active, and you want to make sure that, you know, that's one way. Like my mom, when I was growing up, she was like, you kids are not going to get in trouble because you're not going to have time to get in trouble because you're going to be too busy playing sports. And we would go from football, like baseball, sailing, and then we had jobs. Dude, as soon as I was 7, like tall enough to push a lawnmower, I never stopped having a job. Like I mowed lawns, then we also lobstered on the side. Yeah. And then I taught sailing.
You lobsters on the side?
Yeah, we had a boat and we'd go lobster because you could just put these pots like close, like in the Plymouth Harbor or just outside this beach, and just take them right to the fish store. They buy them, like it was like $50. Like we're taking that cash home. It was sweet.
Back then?
Yeah.
Wow.
And like me and my brother and my mom. It was amazing. But work ethic.
I go lobster diving out here sometimes.
Do you? Oh, cool, man. That's
a total rush.
Yeah. But you like work ethic is gone. Like, and you know, luckily my dad was hardcore, and my mom, like, we worked. Like it was like my buddies would be going to the beach on weekends. My dad's like, you're not going anywhere. We have work to do around here. And we hated him so much in the moment. Like we're like, all right, just give us a list and we'll do it. But that was his way of relating to us, was through work. Even though we weren't like hanging, like loving on each other, it was like, he's like that. Okay, I'm going to spend time with them, but it's like forced labor, but I carried that through and everything. Like even when I started construction trade, and I learned it, and the work ethic, I feel like I could outwork almost anyone, dude.
Yeah.
And it's missing in today's culture. They don't know how to work.
Dude, I have we have a house in Joshua Tree, and we have a pickleball court at our house, and it blows sand. Sometimes sand blows onto it. I asked my son to sweep the sand off, and he was like, "Oh my god!" And he was just like half-assed, and he would sweep and then kick some of it back, and I'm like, "You don't even know." And I sounded so much like my parents. Yeah, I was like, you can't half-ass this. Like what? And I could hear myself sounding exactly like this.
Yeah, but you want them, because there aren't really jobs. Like with my daughter, I'm like, you're staying in junior lifeguard program. It's like one of the couple things I'm making you do, because you will thank me if you go to school on the West Coast, which she wants to. She wants to like maybe go close. It's the best job in the world.
The best job in the world.
And like at age 16, if you pass the test, you can make like $45,000 a year. At age 18, if you pass the county lifeguarding test, you can make up to $80,000 a year.
No way.
I swear to God, dude. Whoa. And if you know 2, 3, like an extra language, add $10,000.
Whoa.
And so, it's just you just put your name in. You have to take the test yearly, which is just a swim and a run. But it's like,
how far do you have to swim?
It's not far, because I mean Greg Bonehan's 72, but
half a mile.
Yeah, it's not. It's once you're in, you're kind of in, and it's the same with junior lifeguards. Once you pass the initial swim test, you're in the pipeline. And at the first day of every junior lifeguard cycle, they get all the parents that are behind the wall, and the kids are up there, and Bonehan usually doesn't do it, but one of the other cadet instructor says to all the kids, he's like, okay, who here thinks they're going to stay in this? They call it the road to red, because when you have your red trunks, you're an official lifeguard.
Yeah.
And you'll see some kids raise their hand. And like this past year, my daughter didn't raise her hand. And I'm like, and her back was to me, and I was lasering energy into the back of her head. So all of a sudden she's like, and then she's like, I'm like, you're staying in this program, because I watch them. I watch her do junior lifeguards. I see what they do. They show up at like 9:30. They open the tower. They look around to see if there's nobody in the water. They're going for a run. They come back. Nobody in the water. Going for a swim. Eat food. They're all laughing. It's a real tight community.
It's great.
And it's all like, it's super fitness, health based. Like, it's an overlooked thing. And I think it's, that skill set is like an amazing thing you can have. She can save herself. She can save family members. She can save a stranger anywhere. She goes on vacation. She knows how to get out of riptide. She knows how to keep someone calm. Everything you learn.
There's plenty of situations where that's how you meet your husband also.
Yeah.
At least according to the show.
Yeah.
A lot of times they meet their husband by saving them or something like that.
Yeah.
Dude, amazing.
What an awesome.
Great time.
Dude, you're amazing too, brother. I love it.
Dude, Jerry said,
Jerry's kind of like
Gerard said we would be great friends. We're going to be great friends. This is amazing.
I love it. Yeah. What was this quote? What was he saying?
Here, let me find my phone. I thought this was a wonderful thing to say about we're just name dropping all over the place. Gerard Butler is the one that's messaged this. And he wrote, this is what he said about, you guys should be best friends. He has so much heart, vulnerable, honest, and been through it. Been an amazing father and a mad, ballsy paddleboarder and waterman. That'll be a great interview. That's what Jerry said about
so
you.
Cool.
Amazing.
Yeah, I love you, brother. You're so cool. That's really cool. For dudes to he's one of those guys. He'll build you up.
Dude, he's the best.
So many people are just
the best.
Scarcity mentality. Yeah. I have always been about I'm always trying to find buddies' work or friends or
he
build.
He really builds up his friends.
Yeah.
My son, he played pickleball with my son.
Yeah.
And it was like, so my son's 9, and he just was at a point where he could kind of play with adults, and he'd even got to he'd sort of, because they evolve so fast at this age.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he finds himself that he's good. And the first kind of time he's able to show it off with people who he's real excited to show it off, he plays with Gerard.
No way.
And kills it. And it has this Gerard said the same thing about this. He goes, dude, was your son like having like a moment? I go, dude, he was having like that. He was having a big moment. And it's the kind of moment that I think is going to be a big part of his foundation of self-confidence. It was a huge, I could just tell it was a huge moment for my son.
That's
and
so
he just killed
cool.
it.
Like he was in the zone,
Yeah.
and kind of probably also because it's Jerry Butler. Like the guy's a legend. And,
Oh, yeah. He loves
and
to
he
be
probably want to like.
But he was so cool
to
and so
tap
everything.
in.
And yeah, it was a big moment for my son.
Oh my God, I love
Yeah,
that. That's
cool.
amazing.
All right.
You're so great at this and natural.
I appreciate
Like,
it.
I'm so happy. I don't even know how this started, but
I
Instagram.
reached
Right?
out, you responded right away.
Yeah.
I'm so pleased.
I
with
was
this.
like checking out. I was like, oh my God, this guy's legit. And then I recognized your face. I was like, I know him. And then you're like, yeah, I worked on. That was
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But I thought when you said I worked on the show,
What a
I'm
compliment!
Like,
you thought I was a.
I thought you were one of the actors. So I'm like, where? I'm like, who did he play?
Was that Michael Corbett? Was that his name? Bergen.
Bergen?
Michael
Yeah,
Bergen.
he's a great dude.
He's great.
He's our real estate agent. Dude.
Is he really?
He's one of the best real estate agents in LA, dude.
You're kidding me.
No, he's amazing. Just a shout out
Oh,
to
I'm gonna reach
Bergen.
out to him.
I'm not kidding,
I
dude.
want to reach out to him.
If you're selling, whatever it is, he and his wife.
I've been wanting
work
to
as a-
talk to a real estate agent.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just about what the state of.
Oh God, dude. He's amazing.
Connect us.
Okay, done. I'll do it after this.
He was also pretty cool. I one time, but he like I love the. I really thought he was terrific. But he would come in and he would like give me shit in like the funniest way. And he'd be like, "Dude, what do you?" Like, and I'd be like, I gotta stay on the beach. He's like, you wouldn't even know what to say around those girls. And like, and I'd be like, whatever.
He's got no. The funny thing about Berg, he's got like this. His sense of like, he's got no filter really, but the shit that comes out of his mouth is hilarious. Like, we see him a lot. Like, his wife's amazing, and it's just he just like this stuff he says, and like. You know, I've been riding him, and a few of us have been up his ass a little bit because he's like, you know, he's a real estate agent. He kicks back at night and likes to relax with a glass of wine. I'm like, bro, you put on a few LBs, man. So we were just riding him now. We're on nonstop, and he's like, so now he's on like a keto diet.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh, he is, because he's the ab king.
Well, he's not anymore, bro. They're buried under some layers, and he wouldn't even care if I said that because I mean he's got two amazing kids, and
Sure.
His wife's awesome, but no, he's a really good. Like if he's your guy, you're in good hands.
Oh, amazing! I
Yeah.
want to talk to him because I'm so curious about what how the fires affected LA.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's
I want to talk to
great person to talk
I want
to.
to talk to someone in real estate. It's amazing.
And he's amazing, super charismatic. He's amazing
Yeah.
at talking to the most random person in the world. Like I'm like, bro, you're gifted.
Cool, amazing.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah. All right,
dude,
buddy.
Great time, fantastic.
Thank you, brother.
Hey!